again. There we go. There we go. How you guys doing? How's everybody feeling? Today we're going to talk about something. I got cameras here, and you guys are there. So today we're going to talk about how to really get into this next level of your life. A lot of people have been trying to move forward in some things, and because they haven't been able to move forward in some things, what has happened is we got to a point where we don't understand the whole ecology of this thing, the whole mentality of it. So we're going to actually operate on this next level. I'm William Dallas, as you can see right here on the list. I'm William Dallas, and this is Higher Standards Chronicles. We're going to teach you how to move at a higher standard in your life and teach you how to do some greater things in your life. So today we're not doing Instagram. I'm going to do a reminder to my Instagram people. But other than that, we're not doing Instagram by any stretch of the imagination. We are actually going to be on this broadcast. We'll be on this broadcast for the remainder of this time. My dailies will be here. I will be doing my dailies here. So hopefully you get there and you can gotta do what you need to do. So what I'm going to do is, because we do know that there are a lot of people that have been on my old stuff, and so we're going to do this right quick, just for those people that are trying to get in. Hey guys, what's up? Higher Standards. I'm letting you guys know we are here at YouTube about to do a great teaching on why the church doesn't work. So go to this down here. Like I said, go to this one down here and learn about why church does not work, as well as understand that. You can see the whole thing on the YouTube site. So if you are not on there, come on over here with us. We are on YouTube right now, right guys? Everybody wave and say hi. We're on YouTube right now. So if you are ready to go to the next level and learn what you're about to learn, please meet us here at this. Yep, meet us there, and we will see you there. That's the YouTube. That's the link. Meet us at YouTube, and we can go from there. So, sorry, my mic is way over there. There we go. So one of the reasons I wanted to really take this to the next level is because a lot of people have been in the midst of some type of religious obligation. I've been churching, I've been praying, I've been fasting. I do all those things, and all those things are good. They're good, they're necessary, and they're probably some of the things that got you to where you are. But there is another level. One of the things, and I actually wrote notes down, guys. I told you to write notes down. One of the things you have to understand when it comes to that is, where is that level and how do you occupy that level? Now, one of the things you'll realize is a lot of you have already made the next level. You're already doing what's required when it comes to the next level. You're already operating at the next level. What has taken place is you have missed the next level of mindset. Okay. If you went to church for any season or any reason or any time, when you went to church, there's certain things they taught you, and those things were kind of like teaching you elementary school. And I apologize for those of you that kind of take that personally, but I don't mean it personally, because I went through the same process. But what happens is you have to get to a point in your life where you grow beyond just biblical teaching, just biblical conflicts, big biblical conflicts, and understand what the Bible is actually for. Now, I'm going to show you some notes for those of you that are on Instagram. You won't be able to see them. That's why I say you can go to YouTube, youtube.com/higher talk. I'm going to show you some things, because what happens is the process of growth when it comes to making things happen in your life, that process happens when you go beyond what you've been taught, and begin to operate in that thing. Once you get to the point of understanding the mentality behind growth and the mentality behind religion, as well as the mentality behind spirituality, what you'll be able to do is operate at these levels where you see things take place, and you see them take place at a level that is far beyond what most people have been trying to tell you. Because they'll try to tell you, well, man, you need to do this, you need to do this, and all that's well and good. But the actual change comes when you connect to the spiritual thing that brings transformation and also brings revelation. It begins to reveal what you actually have. That's the case. It begins to reveal what you actually have. So if you look at the screen, I'm going to give some more people time to come over, because I want you guys to see the whole teaching. If you don't see the whole teaching, you can always go to the go to the YouTube page and actually say that. But like I said, it is at YouTube/Higher Talk. And when you go to YouTube, at that link down there for you guys, YouTube/Higher Talk, you should be right where I am, and that you should see me smiling at you and telling you that this is where you need to be. So, yeah. YouTube Higher Talk, and we're there. There we go. We're there. So if you want to come on over here, we're here, and you'll see the hello, and you can make comments and ask questions over there. So, okay. So here is where we're going to do this. Here's how we're going to do this. So when you understand that, you have to understand a couple of different things. One thing you have to understand is, what's up, Jazzy? One thing you have to understand is your movement is not based on your physical. Your movement is based on your spiritual. But I need you to see something now. So I need you to see something. So check this out. Check this out. If you're here on the YouTube, just kind of say hi so I know everybody's there, and I'll let you know that. So check this out. Follow me here. Now, in this passage, if you look at this passage, if you see where it's written in yellow here, it says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. Now, I want you to see something here. I need you to pay attention to this. What's happening to most of us is the fact that we have been conditioned to pay attention. Now, when he says mind, he means pay attention. We've been conditioned to pay attention to carnal reality is what we touch and feel. But what happens is everything that is reality to what we believe reality is actually was created by something that wasn't seen. There's actually a passage in the Bible that says that which is seen is created from that which is not seen. So that means that you are now conditioned to pay attention to emotion, pay attention to who likes you, who doesn't like you, all those things that are external, you are now conditioned to pay attention to them. There's certain things that you won't do because you're afraid that somebody will say something about it. There's certain places you won't go because you've heard that that's a bad place to go. Everything that you have now, you pay attention or you mind the things of the external. So let me give you one key to the Bible. The Bible was never written as a reference book. It was written as an instructional book based on history. Let me say that again. It was never written as a reference book. It was written as an instructional book based on history. So when you understand that, that means that you reading the Bible gives you the mind of the spirit. You reading the book of Rich Dad Poor Dad gives you the mind of money. You read everything gives you the mind of the source by which the book was written. So you learned the Robert Kiyosaki mind when you read his book. You read the God mind when you read his book. But neither one of those books were based on a form of worship. I'm so sorry. Those books were based on a form of movement. The Bible wanted you to move to a spiritual place. Kiyosaki wanted you to move to a financial place. If Uncle Dallas wrote, I want you to move. Everybody wants you to move to a place. Yes, you can go to the book to gather information, but it was not a book to sit there and say, I want to be just like Moses. I want to be just like that. Those are places of reference. They're saying, the Bible says you are able to do this stuff. The Bible says these are books that are referencing. So when you look at this passage, and the passage says that you are carnal minded, he said when you do mind the things of the flesh, that means that those things have been pointed out to you as a way for you to now pay attention to them. Now, that's not where I wanted to go. Follow me here. Now, the second part of that says, for the carnal mind is death. The spiritual mind is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the laws of God, neither indeed can be. Now, I won't get into that. Those of you who want to read that, that's in Romans. What is it? I think it's Romans 8:6. You can read that. But don't read that in a way to go, okay, I want to be like Paul. Put it in reference. Put it in perspective. So put it in perspective. So let's do this like this. Let's take the first passage. And I see what you're reading is what I have on my iPad. What you see is everything that's on my iPad. It's on my iPad, it's on there. So let's look at the first part. The first part of it says, for they that are after the flesh. Now, God is love, and they that love are from God. They that are after a carnal identity, a carnal or a natural identity. They that are after trying to be like the Joneses, trying to make money like everybody else, trying to live like everybody else. They that are after those things, those people, now that's what it says, they are not the spirit. You cannot be after two things at the same time. You're double-minded. So here's the deal. So the deal becomes, if you want to do something according to the next level, you have to understand the spirit of that level. Does that make sense? If you want to do something at the next level, you have to understand the spirit of that next level. Most of us, me too, most of us were caught in the conditioning of this level to the point that when we operate according to the condition of this level, the condition of how it is good, the condition of how it is bad. We operate according to the condition of this level. So that means if it's a bad level, we have a bad day. We operate according to the condition of this level. If your room is junky, you feel kind of crazy. If your room is neat, you feel the condition. So you operate according to the condition of this world. Does it make sense? So he said those people that are operating at that level, they're not operating according to the spirit, because what happens in the spirit, there is never a limited amount of knowledge. There is never a way for you to stop. There's always something constantly happening in the spirit. Now, for those of you, and pay attention to me, those of you go to sleep, I have to have the television on, I have to have noise, and I have to have a radio playing, I have to have something playing. Can I tell you what that is? Do you really want to know what that is? It's not that you have the radio, you need a radio playing, you need noise, you need sound. It means that there is something in your spirit that is waiting to hear to give you peace. It means that your spirit man is going, I'm listening for something. I need sound. I need you to begin to speak into me, spiritual person. I need you to begin to put stuff into me that gives me peace and rest. When you are at a point where you're going, I need noise, you don't really understand that there's a lot of noise going on in the spirit. There is so much racket in the spirit. And so what happens is, because you've now resigned to the fact to be in this carnal world, in this natural world, in this realistic delusion of world, you then take the noise of this world to adjust the noise of the spirit, because quiet means nothing to you, because you think that quiet means something of detriment. But when you get your place to the point of meditation and praying, and you get to a point where you begin to hear the limitless knowledge that comes from the spirit of you connecting to the spirit of the atmosphere, the spirit of God, then what will happen is there is no quiet place inside of that. There is no place. And so I want to turn the noise off. Don't turn the noise off. Redirect the noise. Direct the noise. How do you direct the noise? You take control of your mind, and you allow your mind to get what belongs to you. Ebony Prince, I'm on YouTube, so try to jump over to YouTube with us. Just that link down there. Get to the mind that's you. Does that make sense? Okay, so he said, if you're after regular stuff, let's just do it this way. Let's make it reference to who you are. If you're after regular stuff, Follow this. This is what the passage says. Now look at this passage again. What the passage says. It's for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit do mind the things of the spirit. They that are after regular stuff mind regular stuff. You can tell what you mind by what bothers you. If you're riding down the street and somebody cuts you off and you cuss them out, you're not really concerned about destination. You're concerned about location. If you're riding down the street, somebody cuts you off, almost hits your car, you cuss them out, you got to give them the eye, you got to give them the look and all that kind of stuff. You're not really worried about destination. You're worried about location. Why? Because you needed that person at this location to know you were mad. They don't hear you. They don't know what your eye look is. They don't know what that means. They have no idea what that means. But you've allowed that present location to halt a moment in your destination. You've allowed that present location to halt a moment in your destination. Let's take it a step further. You're trying to buy stocks or cryptocurrency. So you buy it at a really cheap price. You buy it at 15 cents, hypothetically. It goes to $1. Now, as it goes to $1, you're watching it every day. It goes down to cents, you're crazy. It goes up, you're crazy. Why? Because now you're not concerned about the destination, you're concerned about the location. That's why your business is crazy. That's why your relationships are crazy. All these things because you are attached to this moment, this place, and this time. You're attached to this moment, this place, and this time. The reason that religion does not work is because what religion does, it makes you subservient to this moment, this place, and this time. It makes you a servant to this moment, this place, and this time. And so when you get true religion, a good religion, the Bible even talks about that. When you get a good religion, you have a relationship that is not concerned about this moment. It mastered the moment with the belief of reaching the potential. It masters this moment with the belief that I'm going someplace else. I don't sit in this place believing that this is the end all and be place. I sit at this place because I'm going to master this moment. I'm going to master my location so that I can make it to my destination. There's a point in your life where you have to wake up and realize that what you're doing right now is simply a temporary exercise that should move you to the next level. What you have to realize is that your level of growth is not based on what people think about you or people liking you. It's based on the spiritual person inside of you that already is driving you to the destination of who you are and the power that you possess in that place. If somebody has lied on you and you still made it, car accident, didn't die, somebody cussed you out, if anything has happened to you, follow me here. If anything has happened to you, if you have in a car accident, you went to jail, you were in the hospital. If any of those things have happened to you and you made it through with most of the sanity of your mind, you're more powerful than you thought. And not only are you more powerful than you thought, you are more powerful than your environment will allow you to believe. You are more. See, the key that you have to understand is your challenges are not to destroy you. They're to prepare you for the next level. Those things that happen to you, and they sometimes don't make sense, but those things that happen to you, once they have happened, you need to be at another level. You need to say, okay, I've now fought Mike Tyson, because most of us know who Mike Tyson is. We fought Mike Tyson and I've beaten Mike Tyson. Yeah, he's going to come back stronger. But now I know I can win. I need to learn how to have the mentality of victory. Does that make sense? I need to learn the mentality of victory. Religion would teach you subservience to a deity. And I need you to hear me. Religion would teach you to be subservient to a deity. And if you look at everything from Adam all the way to Revelations, it was not about being subservient to God. It was being in concert with God. your ability to grow and your lack of ability to move, all of those things are based on a power that he gave you. You are powerful. But something had to happen to dilute your power. Something has to take place to make you feel like you're not powerful. But if you understand that those things that took place could not take away your power, they could just distract you from the focus of your power, then you realize that everything that is happening in your life right now has a plan to it. Let me show you something. Check this out. Now, this is the second part of this passage. Follow me. The second part, you see that in the blue? Now, matter of fact, I can kind of blow it up. See if I can blow it up a little bit for you guys. Oh, I took it to a different thing. Yeah, let me see if I can't get it to the blue. Okay, so it says, for the carnal mind is death. Now, if you look at italicized in the word, you can't see that, but it says to be carnal minded is death. To be carnal minded, death. It doesn't say is. But to be minded in the life of peace, to be spiritual minded is life, because the carnal mind is an enemy against the spiritual mind or God. The carnal mind is an enemy against the spiritual mind or God. So here's the deal. In your life, something is going to take place. In your life, something will be the major point of your movement. Either it's going to be your carnal, your flesh, your perceived reality, or it's going to be your spirit. Now, when I say spirit, I say this in this manner. When I say spirit, I say that, and I want to find something for you guys while I'm sitting here. When I say spirit, I say this from a level of you understanding that what you have done in your life and what has happened in your life, those things in your life were not ways to make you believe that this is the real world. They were not to let you believe that they're real world. You have to transition into the spiritual world. Now, it's very difficult for most of us. Why? Because imagine every day you're reminded that you're short. Every day you're reminded that you're not handsome or you're not pretty. Every day. Why do you use repetition? Because what happens with repetition, it begins to leave an echo in your mind. Take your time and take that one in. Y'all hold on to that one. It begins to leave an echo in your mind. I don't have what I'm looking for, so we're going to leave that alone. It begins to leave an echo in your mind. Now, for those of you that are here, we're on YouTube. Go to this link down here. You'll meet us at YouTube. It begins to leave an echo in your mind. Have you ever had a song? Check this out. Have you ever had a song in your mind you just could not get rid of the song? No matter how hard you tried, you could not get rid of that song. There was a song on one of the Lego movies that I heard the song for the first time and I just could not get that sound. And that once, I'm not even going to say it because if I sing it now, it'll happen. There's a gospel song. But once you get that song in your mind, it becomes an echo in your mind. It's like every time you hear it, you hear it. Now, here's the thing that I need you guys to understand. Studies have shown that your mind remembers the entire song. Your mind, check this out. Your mind remembers the entire song. Right now, there are songs that you sing that are from the past and you think you don't know the words. But what happens is, I need y'all to check this out because it's the craziest thing in the world. If you can do it, it's crazy. What happens is your mind begins to tell your memory what it remembers. For example, there's a song that I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Now, your mind remembers the whole song by the Temptations. But what happens is when you begin to think about it, it begins to contend with the memory that is already in your long-term memory. So you begin to stop and lock your memory down so it doesn't flow. If there was some way you can block your mind out, your mind will sing the entire song, even the words you didn't think you knew. Why? Because your mind records. Follow me here. So that means that thing that echoes in your mind is echoing in your mind because you remember it. and you've left it in the system of continually growing in your mind. Follow me here. When you begin to grow at a different level, see, people say I say things to manifest. I'm really against that statement, because when you do that, it's a whole different spirit to it, and I'll talk about it later. So what you have to do is, I tell people, play, if you can master this, play the type of music that brings you to a point of peace. Play the type of things. Begin to read. You know what's funny? Reading is almost the easiest way to script your mind. Just trying to help y'all out. Reading is the easiest way to script your mind. What time is that? I don't want to be here all day. Yeah, good. Reading is the easiest way to script your mind. So what you do is, the more you read, the more you script your mind. So let me get to my point, because I will get to talking and I won't be able to stop. So back to what? So the carnal mind. So to transition your mind, you need some information that contends with the information that where you are. You need information. So if you have been a person that has not been wealthy all your life, that's why wealthy people think a different way than people that don't have. Wealthy people have a different thought process. So here's the different thought process. Run at the point of supply. Remember this. Run at the point of supply. Now, what does that mean? That means, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and they said, well, I need some money. I said, well, how much money do you have? They said, I don't have the money. Running at the point of supply is how a wealthy person thinks. A wealthy person doesn't think run because of supply. It's run at the point of supply. Now, what does that mean? The difference is, if I have $1,000 to pay my rent, I pay my rent and I keep moving. I don't start going, well, I make sure pay half. No, I pay my rent and think moving, because when you walk in wealth, not riches, when you walk in wealth, you know you can create another $1,000 tomorrow. You know you can create another $1,000 the next day. The difference in where you are now, a wealthy person, a person that has wealth, they're thinking 5 years down the road. So what I've done now is going to produce for me for 5 years. So if I have to use what I'm doing now, I know tomorrow it's going to be replenished. You follow me? I know it's going to be replenished, but I can't do that according to the carnal, because if I have $1,000 and a light bill comes up, I don't stop and go, oh my God, it's the light bill. I take the $1,000 and do what I'm supposed to do, deal with the light bill later, because I move at the point of my supply. Does that make sense? So that means if you move at the point of your supply, you're always reaching forward. You're not reaching back. Most of you are reaching back. We've been taught that. I had to learn, stop reaching back. I remember my wife bought something that was, I think it was $800. It was $800. No, it wasn't even that much. I think it was $500. I think it was $500. When she bought it at $500, we didn't have the $500 to spend, really. So when she gets the thing and then a bill comes up or a situation comes up and we need the $500, my wife says, well, should I take this back? And I remember in my spirit, it's just as loud as I'm talking to you, never go backwards, always go forwards. And I didn't understand what that meant. See, when you've done it, it's done. So looking back over your shoulder, well, maybe I shouldn't have, or maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I shouldn't have. There is no regrets. There is no guilt. Somebody write that down. No regrets. No guilt. No regrets. No guilt. I think I just saw. I heard Ruth says worship does it for her. I think I saw my sister Ruth Thomas said worship does it for her. Let me explain worship. 30 years of ministry. Let me explain worship. Mastering your atmosphere is different for different people. Okay? Mastering your atmosphere is different for different people. There's no regrets. There's no guilt. There's no looking back. The Bible even says the man that takes to the plow and looks back is not worthy. There's no worship. So what does worship do? I'm just going to help you guys out because we've been taught a whole different thing about worship and praise. We think worship and praise is for God. It's not. Worship and praise is not for God. I apologize for those of you that may mess up your religion, but it's okay. Worship and praise are not for God. God says man looks at the outward appearance. This is Bible. Those of you that read the Bible see this in the Bible. We've just never been taught. Worship is not for God. Praise is not for God. The state of your heart is for God. So God is looking at the state of your heart. There are people that can worship and praise and don't like God. Hate God. About to go somewhere and sin. There are people that dance down the aisles that have absolutely no concern about God. They're thinking about the next thing they're about to do. Worship and praise is not for God. It's for you. Worship and praise is for you. It's not for your neighbor. It's not to be done in public. It's for you. What does that do? Worship says I'm lining my mind up with the appreciation or the adoration for God. Praise says I am making an aggressive movement toward that. Worship is lined up. Praise is aggression. Praise goes, I'm not letting this thing take me down. I'm not letting this thing stop me. I will praise. I will give my mind the opportunity to push past whatever is bothering me so that I can open myself up to the level of the level of influx, a pouring that God is giving me. So you don't have to be in church to worship. You don't have to be. Worship is not something that's a church definition. Religion has made you think that worship is what you do as a religious point. Praise is anything. For example, I did a video for our retreat yesterday. When I finished the video, it took me like 15 minutes, it took about half an hour to do the video. Once I finished the video, my wife looked at me, she said, "That video is great. My God, honey, you are very talented. You are talented." That was a worship and that was a praise. By praising that in turn gave me the opportunity to be free to hear from her. Because she acknowledges the fact that I am what I am. That's what praise and worship is for. So guess what? Worship does it for everybody. Worship is when you're sitting down listening to a song in the past and it reminds you of a past, your mom or your dad. That's a form of worship. You're opening yourself up, and I don't know why yes, I do. You're opening yourself up to the opportunity to be spoken from your spirit into your mind and giving your body something to. That's what worship is all about. Just kind of throwing that out there. You follow me? Why? Because what you have to realize is religion has never done anything good for us, but gather us a hierarchy that makes us feel like we're less than who we are. That's what religion has done. Religion has made you understand that there is a God. It did that very well. It made you understand. It made you understand that there is a God. It made you understand all these other things. But you have to realize that business and money and all these other things came into play, and because they came into play, you have now found yourself in a position of how do I get to the next level? Well, here's how you get to the next level. You have to understand that there's the carnal mindset, and then there's the carnal mindset, and then there's the spiritual mindset. Now, I wrote notes. I always take notes. I don't know why I take notes. So check this out. Those of you that can, I need you to type A.C.E. I'm gonna teach you something. It's called the ACE principle. Okay? It's called the ACE principle. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand, and the reason that religion doesn't work is religion tries to get you to avoid conflict when religion was supposed to teach you how to handle conflict. Say that again. Religion was trying to teach you how to avoid conflict when religion should be teaching you how to handle conflict. Okay, so when you learn how to handle conflict, you learn that you win the victory. So in order to win the victory, you have to fight the battle. Okay, there are three ways that you get understanding, and that's what ACE is. ACE, ACE, ACE. It's the ACE process. ACE is you acquire it, you're conditioned, and it evolves. ACE is acquisition, conditioning, and evolution. Evolution and evidence are the same thing. So they're the ACE concept. So what happens is when you gain something, it was acquired. Somebody told you 1 + 1 is 2. You believe 1 + 1 is 2. And then from that point on, you then found yourself in a position where you start using 1.1 as what it is. So you acquired that information. Then you were conditioned. You go outside, your mother spanks you. Because she spanks you, now you're conditioned not to go outside. So that's the second part. And then evolution. Evolution is when you were little, you had no hair on your face. You grew up and hair came on your face. So the evolution of living the life taught you that. Now, each aspect of this thing puts you in a different position. So the first aspect of this thing, meet me on YouTube on that link below. The first aspect of this thing is acquired. So from the moment that you were born and you were able to make noise as a child, you acquired information. Now, the difference in children acquiring information, they acquire information because it's there. So I yell because I can. I don't know why. I don't care why. I yell because I can. So acquired information requires understanding. With all you're getting, get understanding. You follow me? With all you're getting, get understanding. So acquired information requires understanding. Because if you get it, you have to know why you have it. Okay? Now, all of these require understanding. So when you write ACE, A-C-E, acquired, conditioned, and evolved. So you acquire information, you get understanding through that information. And once you get the understanding from that information, what you find is you now have a thought process that is a weapon toward the conflict. For example, you understand your mother says, don't get a cookie out the cookie jar. So you acquired that information because you gave it. But then you go, why, mom? Which is getting. With all you're getting, get understanding. I think that's Hosea 4:6. With all you're getting, get understanding. So you understand, why not put your hands in the cookie? Why can't I get a cookie, mom? Well, it's before your dinner, and what the sugar does, it dilutes your appetite, which makes you not eat as much as you need to, and now you're weaker than you're supposed to be. Now you have understanding. Now that is a weapon, so when that opportunity comes again, you use the acquired understanding to be a weapon against what has battled you, what is trying to contend with you. Example. Remember it is God, Deuteronomy 8:18. Remember it is God that gives the power to get wealth. Now you've acquired that information. Why does he give you the power to get wealth? Later on it says to establish his covenant. Why is covenant? Well, the covenant with you is that he supplies all your needs. So he gives you wealth to supply the need. That's what it says. So if that's what the situation is, now you have a weapon against lack. Does that make sense? So that means, supply my needs. So am I just living according to my needs? Because everybody has needs. No, he goes a step further because that's an Old Testament concept. So now you transition into a new covenant where it says, not only are your needs supplied, you have enough that you can give, because as a man purposed in his heart, so let him give. So now I want you to prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So within that, I'm not telling you how to praise, how to pray, how to run the aisles, how to worship. I'm telling you how to live a life. Within living that life, you then learn how to be appreciative. So I give that moment praise. I'm wonderful about saying, wow, God, that was great. I appreciate you. People will say, I say thank you. Why? Because I know that in myself, I can't come up with these ideas. I can't come up with those things. That's my submission. My submission is the fact that I know there's knowledge and wisdom that's greater than me, and you all know it. You just find different sources to find it. You know you want to be a doctor. You know you don't know what it takes to be a doctor. So you go to a school that teach you how to be a doctor. I'm on YouTube, Pastor Kenny. So when you know there's a lack of knowledge, you have to learn how to gain the knowledge. Acquisition, which is the A of ACE. Acquisition. When you acquisition, you are gaining knowledge to defend lack. You're gaining knowledge to defend ignorance. The opposite to fear is not faith. The opposite to fear is knowledge. See, if you understand example. If you understand that a snake is poisonous, then you learn more about the snake, so you stay away from where he is, or if you are where he is, you know how to avoid him biting you. The opposite of fear is not faith, it's knowledge. So that's why the passage says, my people are destroyed. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Why? Because your ignorance is the thing that tears you down. That's it. And you know what the baddest part of that is? We hear this passage. I used to hear this passage a lot when I was in church. And the passage says that pride come up before a fall. And we thought it was the spirit of pride. You have the spirit of pride. It's not the spirit of pride, people. I apologize. But pride is a spirit. That's another story. It is the fact that you are proud in your ignorance. It's the fact that you're proud in your ignorance. That's what causes you to fall. Being proud in your ignorance. You follow me? Most people think you walk around with the spirit of pride, you're puffed up, your chest is puffed up. My chest is puffed up because I know I got the greatest wife in the world. I know I serve the greatest God in the world. I know that my life is going to go. I'm proud of that. But I'm not proud in ignorance. See, pride happens when you are operating in the ignorance of pride. You follow me? I was talking to my wife one time, and my wife is very good at this. She does this all the time. She was explaining something to me, and it was so convincing that I thought she knew what she was talking about. But something in my heart and something in my spirit said, do you know what you're talking about? And she goes, no. I said, you said it really convincingly. Why? Because I want to know the truth, because I don't want to be ignorant. I don't want to be in pride in my ignorance. Proud of my ignorance. Proud that I'm dumb about something. And my pride causes me not to ask for help. Those are things that cause fall. It's not walking around with a spirit of pride. It's walking around with pride in your ignorance. Not willing to go, hey, I need help. I don't like rejection. I don't like doing this. I don't like the way people look at me. So you stay stuck in your ignorance or your lack because of your pride. That causes a fall. You follow me? So that's that thing. The carnal mind, that carnal mind. You know what the carnal mind is? It is a self-centered mindset. I'm right. Don't touch me. Don't be around me. Leave me alone. That's a mindset that causes pride. And that mindset causes destruction, because where there are things in the spirit that will try to take you to the next level, you will walk around in the ignorance of what you think because of what you've either been acquired, 2, C, conditioned, 3, it's evolved, and so you stay ignorant in that thing. This is why you have mentors, you have leaders, you have those kind of people. But more than that, this is why you have the ability to get understanding. There are situations that are happening in your life, and because of those situations, you now have lack. But you don't have to have lack. You don't have to have lack. You don't have to be poor. You don't have to have do without. You don't have to have any of those things. And hear me now. Everything you have need of is around you. But are you stuck in the ignorance of your lack? Everything you need is around you. Everything you want is around you. Every situation that ever needs to come up in your life is there. Here's the key. The key becomes, are you settled with the carnal? Or are you trying to move in the spirit? I have a friend of mine that's about to start doing some of the church services for the youth. And I listened to what they told me, how they're going to start doing the church services for the youth. And I appreciate this, and I think it's a great idea. When I listened to them, I heard a pure concern for the youth. I heard her pure concern for the youth. Hear me. All my leaders, all my pastors, all my people that go to church or that are in some type of religious organization, hear me very carefully. All right? To try to rebuild the bridge that was in the past so that you can look deep to somebody else is a waste of your time. It's a waste of God's time and a waste of this power that you carry in the spirit. Stop trying to build the old thing up, because now there are opportunities there. Start building things that is lined up with the spirit, that has now been downloaded into your mind and now can actually be addressed to the world. You now have an opportunity to reach the world. You have an opportunity to transition the world, to transform the world. What you have to realize is how to do it. How do I get to that place? And over the next couple of months, because I'm getting this YouTube thing down, I almost got it to a science, guys. Over the next couple of months, I'm going to begin to teach you. Some of you that are coming to some of you that are coming to the spiritual retreat, we're going to do an update on those things, because one of the young ladies that's coming is a person that does journaling. You have to start writing, guys. You have to start doing that. But don't start trying to build up the same old thing. Start building something that is reaching and transitioning the hearts of people. Don't sit there and say, okay, you need to read through every scripture in the Bible. You need to read through. That's great. And I don't have a problem with that. What I am telling you to do is make sure you give them the understanding that the power that they possess is not in their ability to read the Bible from cover to cover. It's not in their ability to praise and run the aisle. It's not in their ability to know every one of the characters of the Bible. It's in their ability to tap into that spiritual person and let that spiritual person be so free to flow that they can feel, see, and operate at a higher standard. Because all this in the mind, all this in the world is the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. That's all this is. That's all this here. The key to you comes is when you understand that you have to deal with conflict. That's what my notes say. You have to deal with conflict. You have to get understanding. What are you called to do? If you want to be wealthy, it's okay. But how are you supposed to be wealthy? There's not a person that is on this line. There's not a person on Instagram. There's not a person that's on YouTube. Not one person that is in any of the broadcasts that can't be wealthy. And can't be wealthy by the end of the year. You can make more money by the end of the year. By the end of the year, you can have enough money that you don't have to worry about anything. And where are we in May? Almost going into June. The key becomes how much of the carnal are you going to sacrifice? How much of your own world, how much of the living in the ignorance of who you are you going to sacrifice? You follow me? Your job is not to take care of the world. Your job is to go to the mountain. See, when you try to take care of the world, you stop the process of God. Example. My wife and I are working toward a specific goal. Once that goal is there, within that goal, what my wife and I are going to do, then we have the finances and the funds to make everybody's situation go better. We can help people get cars and help people do those types of things. See, but what we do is we get into these situations, and let me make sure I'm not going too long. Oh, I got about 10 minutes. We get into these situations, and once we get into these situations, because we feel like we are the Christian godly people, we then submit to their need and instead of submitting to what God tells us to do about the need. We submit to their need instead of submitting to what God tells us to do about the need. My wife and I are my wife and I. Anything outside of my wife and I don't care who comes, she and I pray. That's it. My mother, my dad, my cousin, my auntie, my uncle, we pray about it. Baby, what should we do about this? My wife just decided to do something for her mother. She sat down with me. See, when you are individualizing that thing, you want the glory. You want to make everybody feel like you know what you need to do. Or you're operating in this level of anger. I want them to know, I can't believe they did that. It doesn't matter. As long as you're there doing it, they have no reason to do it. You can't get mad because they're doing it. Why? Because you're stuck in the carnality of your ignorance. Get free. The greatest thing that we ever did was when my wife and I went away on our vacation, one of our anniversaries. And there was no reason we couldn't get to phones. We couldn't get to anything. And we were gone. This is the spiritual thing. Once we got free, the spirit that was attached to us, once we got free, the spirit that was attached to us to supply needs attached to them. See, some of you have to break that thing that's attaching to you. You got to break it. Why? Because one of those things is conditioning. The second thing is conditioning. I talked about acquisition. Let's talk about conditioning. Conditioning is people know how you'll respond, so they keep addressing the point that you're weakest. For example, your mom or your auntie knows that you don't like being by yourself. So she'll go, well, I don't want to have to leave you by yourself. And all of a sudden go, no, I don't want to be by myself. Why? Because you're conditioning. And not only is the conditioning, that conditioning now is taking advantage of you. Watch what's conditioning you. Now, I'm going to have to talk about this again on tomorrow. No, today is Friday. No, I'm going to have to talk about this again on Monday. Now, for those of you that are here, I need you to like and share this video. Make sure you there's a little bell beside your subscription. Subscribe. You can look at all the videos that I have that are coming up. Subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And right beside that, that's a bell button. And that bell will let you know that whenever I'm on, it'll ring. And you can go back and listen to all those things. But make sure you do that, because this is where I'm going to be every day. YouTube is my daily thing. Now, it may be daily for YouTube, but Instagram will be a weekly thing. Instagram will be my interviews. I'm going to do some interviews on here. I have the capabilities now to do it. I can do all kind of cool stuff with this thing. And now my system is set up. So, like I said, I can do, all kind of wonderful things for this thing. And it's a real nice, setup. So I want you guys to do the setup. So I'm going to do this right quick while I'm sitting here watching this thing, because for those of you that you can't hear it now. For those of you that have already registered for the spiritual retreat, I'm going to put a flyer out for the retreat. For those of you that want to get in and you really want to dig into some of this stuff, you want to learn a little bit more about this stuff. You're tired of people talking about, you got to manifest, you got to speak positive. Listen, let me explain something to you. You don't have to do any type of manifestation. You don't have to speak positive to nothing. God is not listening to your external works. He's listening to the state of your heart. So while these people, and they do that because you're addressing carnality to carnality. What you do have is a time of prayer and a time of meditation that sets your atmosphere. I'm going to teach you how to do that time of prayer and that time of meditation. We're going to a retreat, and that retreat center will allow you to get massages, get relaxed, walk on the beach, learn something. I have one man that's going to talk to you about how to get beyond your past. I have another person that's coming in, how to script your future. It's called How to Write Your Future. I'm going to talk about some of those things. So those things are coming if you're going to be a part of that. But make sure you like and share this video. Really just subscribe and hit the bell. It'll grow organically, because this is a way I don't have to worry about Instagram cutting me off and telling me, no, you can't say that. All those things. I can say what I need to say, and I can help you to grow to the next level. So make sure that you are following us on this video, on this channel, so that you can get all the information that's necessary. I appreciate you guys. I think you are the most wonderful group I've ever taught. I appreciate you. Now it's August 4th. As a matter of fact, I probably can, let's see if that will do that. Let's see if we do this. It is on, this is it. My wife and I will be doing it. Is on August. Yeah. Oh my God. It turned on. Sorry. It's on August. It's from August 4th. There we go. Yeah. It's from August 4th to August 8th. We will be in Cancun, and you guys can come and hang out with us, and we can go and do some wonderful things. And then we get to fellowship. We get to connect together. We get to do some things together. For those of you that are on Instagram, just DM me. For those of you that are on YouTube, what you can actually do is email us, and I'll put it down at the bottom, down at the bottom. Email my wife, or you know how to contact me. Go into my Instagram and DM me. Just let me know you want to be a part of it. We have 10 rooms. Of those 10 rooms, 6 are already gone, and I haven't advertised it yet. If you want to come, make sure you get in and get in fast. We're going to not Cancun. We're going to Montego Bay, Jamaica. And we're going to have fun. Now, we're going to be there for 4 days. If you want to stay for more days, my wife and I are staying for 7. We're going to prepare, and we're going to make sure that when you guys are done, everything is done. It is an all-inclusive resort. You don't pay for anything. All your food is taken care of. All your drinks are taken care of. Everything is taken care of. Your conference fee, your t-shirt, all of this stuff is taken care of. All you have to do is get there. And once you get there, I promise you, it'll be life-changing for you. I promise you that you will never be the same after you leave. I'm going to deal with something called the broken places. And that's going to be a place. Now, we are not going to be training every single solitary day. There will be beach time. There will be swimming time. There'll be time to hang out if your couples come. There'll be time to hang out with couples. There'll be time to go swimming, all those times, because it's about relaxing. One of the things I have to get you to understand that being a spiritual person does not mean that you're on this military journey, that you can't do anything but be saved and can't do anything but walk around talking about God. That's never been God's plan. He would have never have created this world. He would have just created a structure and you follow the structure. So it's okay to be on the beach. It's okay to wear a bikini. It's okay to swim. It's okay to scuba. It's okay to go sit and sing. We went to one place and we were sitting doing karaoke. It's okay to do. It's okay to get massages. It's okay to do all those types of things. So this is a complete retreat and a rejuvenation of your spiritual being. All right. And like I said, I appreciate everybody for doing this. I appreciate everybody I'm going to try this. Let's see if this works, guys. We're going to see if this works. Yeah, let's see if this works. Yeah, let's see if it works. It worked. It worked. It worked. Will you be there? You have any questions, comments, concerns, you let us know. We'll get that information to you as soon as you possibly can. That will be on Instagram. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be all over the place. So if you guys want to come, and if you are actually moving in some places when it comes to business, you really need to be there, because I know that there's a level of creativity that needs to take place, and that level of creativity will change your life. So, I didn't see any questions, comments, or concerns. My name is William Dallas. You can find me on Instagram at Higher Talk. You can find me on YouTube, like now, at Higher Talk. Find me on Facebook at Higher Talk. Anytime you need me, be there. I am 30 years of ministry and I am organic ministry. I learned it from how God taught it to me. I learned it from school, but I learned more of how God taught it to me. We are business people. My wife is a travel agent. We are business people. We've done very well for ourselves, and we've come from absolutely nothing. One day I'll give you my testimony of all the different things that have happened, and not so much a testimony. It's almost like my resume of love. My wife and I love at first sight, and so we live that life. We live a life of always being ready to do something different. My passion is helping people. It is my passion. I get in trouble a lot of times because I'm the person that goes to buy groceries or gives away free cars or all that kind of stuff. That's the person. But what I realized was I am a person that's spiritually growing to another level, and I don't have to be stuck on what people say about how things are. It didn't matter what president was in office. It didn't matter any of those things. All I knew is that I am a spiritual being, and I'm bigger than this environment. I'm bigger than this situation. And I have access to unlimited knowledge in God. Unlimited knowledge. So when I think that things are getting darkest, that's when I begin to go, okay, I'm ready for the next level. Somebody, some situation, some person will come into my life and say, hey, have you thought about this? Why? Because that's who we are. So guys, I thank you very much again. I'm William Dallas. That's me right down there. And I will see you guys. Hopefully I will see you guys on Monday. Unless some of y'all hit the lottery or something or win some money. And yes, it's okay to hit the lottery. All right. I appreciate you for being here. Appreciate your time. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and do something wonderful. Remember, if you're going to live a life, you might as well live it at a higher standard. All right. I'm out. Peace.